In Cajun, legs shaking in the chair, cheap beer, breath, eyes wide, feet everywhere. Can't sit still, talking about this one time. Mike picking up the fidget in the wild punchlines. Boom, boom, strolls in. Fresh track suit, crease, steak, smoke on his hands. Man's a grill side piece, medium rare, sermon salt flick in the air. Says I season like I mean it. Pull up a chair, oh yeah. Keep in the middle with a liquid death pan. Also all five show notes in his hand. Looking left at the Cajun, right at the shit. Thinking one more take, I might lose what's left.
And welcome to the Glacially Musical Podcast. It is beer, metal, and swearing. Of course, I am Nick Boom Boom Fudgetoberfest Cameron, joined by my good friend Don Fontaine William de Lamont. And of course, the man always ready to laugh intrusively, Keefy Chackles. How we doing today, friends?
Fine, and you?
Good.
Very northern, thank you.
New theme song, Who Dis?
I love that song. Love it. Those
job,
rappers,
Don.
those rappers that we definitely hired that are definitely real rappers.
Oh, dude, it's
Amazing.
it's fun GMP, man. That's it.
Fun GMP. As you know how we do this each week, we have a greeting, beer check, vinyl check, news check, shirt check, meat of the episode. This week, the meat is Megadeth's Rust in Peace, or as I like to call it, Pax de Mastana. The Glacially Musical Beer of the Week is because I drank the wrong one, cooking dinner. Founders, Imperial Blue, Mortal Bloom, Imperial Thorn, IPA. What you got, Don?
I am rocking once again a Blue Moon because I only drink one beer a week. So when I'm here with you guys, I drink one beer. So I've got two more of these left, and I have to give my buddy Pepe a call out, drinking it out of the King koozie here.
All right, Keefy, what you rocking? Surprise me.
I was just waiting for Don to actually drink before the cheers. It would have been amazing. You would have scolded him. I'm drinking it. Guess what? Liquid Death. Separate lime. Cheers.
Cheers, my friends. The
Cheers,
smoke that I had to
everybody.
suck down did not count.
Oh, that's tasty.
God, I love an Imperial Thorn. Founders knows how to make a beer. They know how to make a beer. All righty, my vinyl check of the week, I got a twofer. Wish I was wearing a tracksuit because it would be really good for that. However, it's really warm in here today because it got hot in St. Louis. Record one. Everybody knows this band. Let's go down to Atlanta or Washington, D.C. Anybody know what that is?
Outcast. Oh, the
Parliment,
Chocolate
Chocolate City. This is, of course, an original OG pressing. I don't know. It's not a first, I assume. I got this at Planet Score Records for about $15. It came in an outer sleeve. I'm sorry, $21.99. Came in an outer sleeve, and they packed this in the back. Nice little, it's not an invest in vinyl, although they sell it. This is a MoFi. Ooh, how fancy. And I want to say it's got an inner thingy. Yeah, it's got an inner sleeve that came, but I mean, it's not real cool. It's one of the classic business. Now, I don't know if we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but one of my favorite rappers, Del the Funky Homo Sapien, was recently on SNL performing live with the Flowbots. Not Flowbots, I'm sorry, with the Gorillas. Been listening to a lot of Flowbots lately, too. And I love Del the Funky Homo Sapien, but getting his records is hard. But what I did come across was Deltron 3030. And I was either going to buy this or I was going to buy Fear of a Black Planet by Public Enemy. And what ended up swaying me, because they were both about $30, what ended up swaying me is Renee, Breakfast Come and Go. But Hartford, The Whale, they beat Vancouver maybe once, twice a lifetime. You can find Fear of a Black Planet in any record store you go to. Coming home with Deltron, not likely. Another $30. This is a double record. Much like a friend of the show, Mega Ran, this is a hip-hop concept record about a dystopian future. So listen to it. Tremendous. What you got, Don?
Dude, I want to check that out. That sounds badass. All right, so this was a gift from a friend of mine. who I didn't even know this existed, and I'm not a huge fan of these things, but look at this beautiful. It's a Dream Evil picture disc. It's a single. It's got Dream Evil live at Donington
Can I ask
and
you,
make
is he your
Make It in the
friend?
Rain, Donington. Yes, why?
Because he gave you that.
Yes, he gave me this. Yes, and he's a good friend, and he knows I love Dio, and so he gave me this, and I think it
Oh,
looks beautiful.
it
Did you
looks
know that
beautiful,
I
yes. It looks beautiful, yes, but yeah. Go ahead, Keefy.
Excuse me, Nick.
did you know that I hate clowns, especially scary clowns? Did you
I
know that?
fucking hate clowns too, but for some reason I
Fuck
just like
that
this
shit.
one though. So,
I am so
but
sick of people hating clowns.
Fuck clowns.
and I guess for my second one, it's not really a find, but it's my obsession of the week, obviously, because of what we're talking about today. It's my first pressing of Rust in Peace that I bought in
Oh.
1990 when I was in high school, and this is the copy that I've listened to a million times, and it still sounds incredible.
I have
And
a 2022 pressing, I think. Let me say, and I don't know if we've ever really said this enough, your commitment to the vinyl is tremendous. You just never sold out like I did.
what do you mean?
Did you ever give up vinyl? Did you? I mean, you were vinyl all the way through, weren't you?
Oh yeah. Oh, so we've Keefe and I talked about this once. Is that I had like maybe like 200 records when I was a kid. Like not a whole lot, obviously, but for a high school kid, that was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I probably got rid of maybe I don't know, like half of those is something. Like when the CD craze came in, I couldn't give them away. And then my stylus broke, and it was like $100 to get a new stylus, and I'm like, fuck this. So, but for some reason, I managed to have the forethought to keep all of the ones that were important to me,
I
and those
did
are the
try.
ones that to this day are the ones that I'm so glad I kept.
That is tremendous. I did try to get into vinyl back in the 90s, and I couldn't. It never worked because I didn't know how to do it. And I'll leave the rest for a chaser. You're up, Keefy.
Dead air, my favorite thing. So I have a 2-4 today. Very good stuff. Wasn't there a Deltron 3030 record store day also recently?
Yeah, I
Black
got it. This
Friday.
is just black, and when I went home to like log it in the Discogs, there were like 400 different cool colored versions, and I'm like, oh, I got a boring ass black one. Everybody else got a cool purple glitter one.
Right on.
Yay!
So I have a 2-4 today. One is by the heavy metal band Bellhammer from Wilmington, North Carolina, which includes my friend Dan Todd on backing vocals and lead guitar. He is a killer guitar player, super talented. He's been in a bunch of southeastern heavy metal bands, mostly known for Salvation. Came with an insert with lyrics and credits on the back. Did not come with I put the mylar on the outside and the inside, and here is this awesome, supposed to be mergy. Now it's different on each side. Here's the front. Here's the back, kind of a blue-black on the back with a little red, and a red, blue, and black on the front. What thoughts do you have about this design?
That is Muppets murdered by an octopus splatter.
Hmm. I was gonna call it. I was gonna call it lava lamp spooge.
Nice.
Again, every week.
Hey,
Well, I
look,
mean, it's our brand.
splatter and splooge go together, dude. Just get over it.
So that was a 2024 or late 24, early 25 release. And here's a 26 release for my second check. Poppy's new album, Empty Hands, came in this outer plastic with the hype sticker on it. I think I'll just keep it. No need to use a new one. Here is the front cover. Sort of Poppy, it seems like she's hugging a mirror ice glass thing. Could be naked, could not be. Here's the back cover, pretty cool. Poppy's got kind of a vibe that reminds me a lot of early Bjork or what's her face running up that hill, Kate Bush.
Kate Bush, yeah.
Yeah, but also she does metal, right? Came with a download card, Sumerian Records. Nice job. I don't have a lot of stuff from them, but pretty cool when they do. Lyric sheet and credits on the inside insert. And it seems like a double gatefold for just one vinyl, so that's a little surprising. But paper,
Just gatefold.
paper, yes, right, paper, and no mylar, so fuck that. And then what will we call This is also 2 different patterns on each side. Boy, side B is beautiful. They're both beautiful. What's this?
Oh, that is Tron 3030 splatter.
It's glittery. It's got glitter.
I'm just saying 3030. It's not.
This is the first vinyl I've ever had with glitter kind of baked in.
That's beautiful. I love that.
And also the back, though, before you comment further. Like, so
oh my god, dude! So when you do this, you can literally see it like popping. It is incredible.
That's Klaus Tay Satanic level of cool.
That's like,
which for a vinyl pressing, color wise, that's high praise.
This kind of reminds me. I'm just gonna throw this out here and say this is. Let's see if the hype sticker has an actual color for it. Blue and silver side, A and B with glitter. All right, that's very generic. I was gonna say Ace Frehley came in his 70s Dynasty Kiss costume draws.
Oh,
because it's kind of those colors, right?
I need you guys to try a little harder.
Sorry. I think that was pretty. Try harder at what? Being more perverse or less?
Oh,
you brought me here onto the show. You knew what you were getting.
Did I?
So, I was going to say that it's a Smurf and David Bowie Bukkake party.
Oh, my Lord.
Dude, I made him melt down.
Ground control to me.
Okay, I took the old English hat off. I threw it across the damn room.
He's like, it's so tight on my goddamn head.
It is too. One, it's too small. So apparently they made an old English hat in children's sizes.
Who's the
not even going to touch that one?
Who's the internet guy who throws his glasses? Jordan the Stallion, who does all the recipes and cooking. Okay, great. You don't know. All right, go on. News check, I guess. Go ahead.
Oh, news check. My news check this week is just Afroman. I want to do a standing ovation to Afroman. He was wrongly accused, and he basically lived through the cover of Sorry to Bother You by The Coup. And so he turned that into a concept record about the police officers, who then got sad and sued him, like Drake suing Kendrick Lamar. The difference is, every one of those cops has a Punisher sticker on the back of his car. And he made them cry, to quote Jay, like little whiny bitches. So, congratulations, Afroman.
One of them tried to eat his cake,
eating his
cake. And then he wrote a song about fucking that guy's wife. And then in court, he called the ex-wife as one of his only witnesses.
His only witness.
Amazing.
But the best part of that whole thing was when the guy goes, he goes, did he have sex with your wife? And he goes, I don't know. And then he was like, what do you mean you don't know? And he was like, we've been together since middle school. I mean, do you know her? I was like, that was like the greatest thing ever.
And that was actually what won the case for him. Because it's like, oh, all of a sudden this might not be defamation thanks to your dumbass. Brilliant. All right, Don, what do you got?
All right, so my news is going to be, are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready? It's Foreigner news, but I can't do it alone, so I have to have Mick Guitar Jones and my boy Blue Lou here to talk about it. So it looks
Can we get a better Mick Guitar Jones? That's like 1987.
This is 90 something. This is 90 something, Mick. The newer one, he looks a little rough.
He has more hair now.
Yeah, but I'm trying to give them, a little more vibe
sorry,
here, and hey, GMP here. But anyway, so Foreigner is going to extend their 50th anniversary tour into the fall, featuring no members of Foreigner, but is featuring Jeff Pilson from Dokken. What's up, motherfuckers? But anyway, so the tour is going to go on.
Was it 7 minutes? Because Don's got to buy us records if it wasn't 7 minutes.
It was 7. It's easily been 7 minutes, dude.
Damn
seriously.
It's been 15. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so they're doing this. It's kind of weird. It's like an anniversary tour where nobody's there. I don't know what you would call that. Maybe just
what is it an anniversary of?
It just says Foreigner's 50th anniversary tour.
That's like me. It's like me going to have a birthday party for Jim Morrison.
The band was found. The first record is 76, and they formed in early 76. So I think that.
But none of these guys formed in 76.
No, some of these guys weren't even born in 76.
None of these guys were born in 76.
Well, Pilson probably.
Okay, Pilson, yes, but he was in Dokken then.
Yeah, but Pilson was like 3 when the first Foreigner came out.
That's probably also true. I was 3. When the first Foreigner record came out.
I had not even clicked one yet.
I mean, come on, man. Jeff Pilson, friend of the show. If we can get Jeff Pilson on the show,
Maybe we can.
Only if he dresses in purple, head to toe.
Only if I could bring the puppet out while he's here. But no,
You have to bring the puppet out while anybody's
bring the
here that's a
puppet out.
puppet.
All right, so
And
yeah,
then
so
do
anyway.
your impression of them, which what I love about them is it sounds nothing like any of them or even remotely close.
None of them sound like anything except for Miss Kazari Dancer. That's probably
That actually
the
is fairly
closest
accurate.
one.
I take that back. That's fairly accurate.
So anyway, so the tour is supposed to kick off on the 25th, which is tomorrow in Idaho Falls, and it's going to wrap up, goddamn, in November 1st in Reno at the Reno Ballroom. So it's going to
I've been there. It's awesome. And I might even want to go. Like, honestly, I kind of want to see them.
You know, I mean, I'm looking to see where they were put. They're playing in Wilmington, which isn't far from here, and that's in September. So that might be a doer. I don't know.
Just to see, just to satisfy my curiosity.
Just so I can go and buy the shirt, and I can wear it for Shirt Shack.
That'd be hilarious. Actually,
I'll get one of those Johnny One Washes out of the parking lot.
Okay, I'm gonna buy a lawyer wife a Blue Lou shirt for the show we go to, and I will wear it for a shirt check.
Dude, seriously, I'll make you one. But so anyway, and I guess the other news too, I wanted to let everybody know that the next series has been decided upon. Drum roll, please, Nick. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna do the Bon Scott era AC/DC albums, which is very exciting. So we're gonna go from High Voltage all the way through Highway to Hell. Not gonna cover Let There Be Rock, which is the live album, or If You Want Blood, You've Got It. So we've kind of decided we're just gonna stick to studio. Still on the fence right now as for how we're gonna cover the Aussie version versus the American versions of High Voltage, and then TNT versus Dirty Deeds or whatever. So, but regardless, we're gonna be hitting all the Bon Scott stuff.
My copies of those records are both New Zealand pressings.
New Zealand. Well, these are
New Zealand.
It's gonna be a really fun series. I'm looking forward to that one. So y'all stay tuned. Check in. Bon Scott era. Delamon out.
right on. All right. My news check. Let's see. What do I have? I will talk in a second about the Mojave experience, which I came back from burnt to a crisp, not with sunburn, thankfully. Maybe a little windburn. That could be why my face is so red today. But lots going on. The Summer Slaughter is back. Was purchased and re-put out by Jamie Josta of Hatebreed, who also has Milwaukee Metal Fest. Shout out to Jamie for not just having an awesome podcast and cool merch, but really like loving metal so much that he brought back 2 metal institutions. I once went to 3 different Summer Slaughter shows in 2007 just to see Necrophagist be one of the opening bands. And then they broke up and never came back. So incredible. And Devourment is back there. They're going to have like one headline band, Hatebreed, a couple of other supports every few days, the like set in stone 4 openers, and then locals. I don't know if they have to pay to play. I hope not, but like that's really cool that locals will get the opportunity to play with such big bands. That's the spirit Summer Slaughter came with in the first place. I'm really stoked about it. Not a lot of other huge news this week, but let's talk about Mojave experience. So I flew out to Ontario, California, and I met up with Wayne Edwards of Ghost Cult, who picked me up, and we drove an hour and a half or a little bit more in traffic. I landed in Ontario, and it was over 100. And San Francisco's been having a heat wave. It just cooled off yesterday, but San Francisco's been having a heat wave where people were just recently wearing winter coats here for the first time since I've been here. And now it was like 84, which is like 100 anywhere else. People here were freaking out at how hot it was in San Francisco proper. The rest of the Bay Area is pretty, seasonably.
It was 90 here on Sunday.
Yeah, something is wrong. The planet hates us.
It's also 35 now, so.
Oh, geez. The planet actively hates us. Yeah, they had snow again in Massachusetts and New York a little bit. New York State, not New York City, but still wild. Like friends of mine in Boston, like it's snowing again in Boston. I'm like, it's still late March. So Mojave experience, I get out there Thursday and it is so hot that I immediately abandon all hope of, Nick has a cat. Which cat is that?
This is Gigi.
Gigi.
I was trying to get Roy to be on the show, but he's just not having it.
No, Roy is usually the usual cat check is Roy. So it's boiling hot. I curtailed all my social plans. I did not get to go to the record stores. Joshua Tree and Yucca Valley have 3 or 4 great record stores rated. I didn't get to go to either. I didn't go walk around Joshua Tree Park and sightsee. It's just too hot. I worked from home, aka the Airbnb, all day Friday. I did my show Thursday night and went to Mojave Gold in Yucca Valley. Beautiful club. The ceiling is like waves of wood. I think I sent you guys a picture of it. I was like, I haven't taken my edible yet. Why am I tripping out? But it's just the ceiling is like, looks like an ocean wave. Don would love it there. A lot of hippies, a lot of patchouli smelling motherfuckers, a lot of beard action, beardos. Great fucking show on Thursday, and it ran till 1, and I tapped out at about 12:30. I was like, we have a long day tomorrow. And I was out there. I was supposed to be out there as early as 8. I woke up not feeling too well, not because of the heat, but just whatever. And then I kind of pulled myself together. I got out to the park at about 10:30, almost 11, set up my table, and I had a little pop-up tent for shade. I was 10 feet away from the stage. I had access to free water and ice. I kept a cold, wet towel around my neck. Because if I get sunburned on my face or the back of my neck and arms, I'm done. I get very sick. So I kept myself covered the whole day, kept hydrated the whole day. Did have to poop in a porta potty for the first time ever, and I gladly sent Nick and Don a photo.
It was beautiful.
Ever?
Yeah, beautiful.
It did. I've never pooped in a porta potty. I've peed a lot. I've done some other things in a porta potty I'm not proud of. But I did not.
Moving on.
I never shat in a porta potty until Saturday. But I was the first person to defile that porta potty, so it was like a non-smelly porta potty, just chemical.
Dude, that's awesome. So you literally did a pump and dump.
And I wiped up quick, and I had my dude wipes with me, so I was and my Kulo Clean squirt, and I was great. And then Nick is freaking out. Anyway,
good Lord, man.
Too much poop talk.
You have not gone to enough Southern Illinois homecomings.
Ooh, the Salukis?
No, just Southern Illinois in general. That's SIUC Carbondale.
Yeah,
I lived in Edwardsville, which also featured Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville.
Don't they have the Buckminster Fuller Geodesic Dome there?
I don't. Where at Carbondale?
Yeah, don't they?
I've never been to Carbondale, bro.
Oh, I'd love to go.
I was talking about like Alton, like the Alton Flyers homecoming.
I've never been to a Buc-ee's either. It's still on the list.
So I've also never been to a Buc-ee's.
The concert was phenomenal. It was never below 100 until the sun went down. And it was like a dry, not muggy heat, but it was like oppressive. But I managed to never get sunburned. I met a bunch of bands. I didn't feel too good later in the day, so I sat out a little bit. But literally the stage was like 10 feet right behind me. So like in an open but covered with shade. Like they had screens that blocked the sun, but it was open. It was an incredible time. I saw John Garcia of Caius do Caius songs as well as all his other stuff, including a Caius Live song, which I was really pleased about. Nick Oliveri played solo acoustic and also joined John Garcia for Green Machine, which was the closer. A bunch of bands were amazing. I met a bunch of bands, but I didn't feel well enough to honestly do an interview with anybody. Plus, it was loud and windy, and there was like wind happening. So I met like hundreds of fans, including Glacially Musical Podcast biggest fan, who's also Ghost Cult's biggest fan, Rubber Band Man on Instagram, Adam Sick, great kid.
Sorry, Danny.
Well, Danny's like staff now. I subsume everybody like Galactus. I eat worlds. I Pac-Man up everybody that's cool, and they work.
Keefy Eat World, friend of the show.
That's it. Keefy Eat World. So it was incredible. I had a great time. I definitely would go again. The plans for he has a 5-year plan to do this bigger and bigger every year. It's the Joshua Tree Campground and RV Campground and Lake. So it's right next to Josh. It's basically against Joshua Tree Park. You can go out there, but like you kind of need a car. And you kind of need like a buddy because you can't go out there alone. You have to have somebody with you in case you pass out or they pass out. You need a buddy system, right? But it was an amazing time. I had an unbelievable time. And then I flew home. Honestly, my travel was like, I went like 6 hours early to the airport. Don was going to give me a wake-up call. I was already there 2 hours earlier before that call. Almost like an hour earlier before that call. And then I got back.
You texted me and you're like, I'm at the airport. I'm like, I was just about to call you. Like my alarm was set.
I went early out of paranoia, and honestly going right now earlier to a major airport, great. And then honestly, Ontario is such a little airport. in California that I flew in and out quick. So like I'm really pleased.
Yeah, I'm hitting the train station this weekend.
Yes, you have your trip. Good luck to you and your hockey trip with your friends.
Do you know where I'm going on Friday afternoon before dinner?
Peoria.
No. What?
Take-
The train doesn't go to Peoria, actually. Even the Amtrak doesn't play in Peoria.
Amazing.
No, I'm going to Rushmore Records.
Yes, I suggested you go there.
You did. We're going to. That's probably going to be the only record store we go to unless we run into another one.
Tell me all about it.
We are eating at Hungry Sumo for dinner. We're having sushi for dinner on Friday.
Gonna drink a spotted cow?
No, I'm not a big fan of spotted cow.
You're not. It's so good.
No, it's so overrated.
I love it.
And then we're going to Rushmore. I'm being picked up at the Milwaukee Downtown Amtrak. We're going to check in at the hotel, then hitting Rushmore Records, and my budget just keeps getting bigger and bigger for this trip. So, woo! Might have to trauma dump next week. We'll see. Probably not. And then we are going to go get sushi for dinner on Friday. Milwaukee Admirals and Henderson Silver Knights on Friday evening. And then we are doing the Stakeout, a Milwaukee steakhouse, for dinner on Saturday. Going to see, again, the same two teams. That is my thing Jamie and I do each year in March. We get together for a weekend, go to a couple hockey games, go to a couple record stores, get a steak and sushi. Because my wife will not do most of those things. Actually, that's not true. She'll only not do half of those things, the sushi part, really. But so, shall we?
I think that's my news check. I don't think I have anything else. New series, Chaser next week. I don't know what we're gonna do yet.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
But yeah,
We could just talk.
We could do a potpourri. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be kind of fun. Yeah,
I'll get yelled at, but yeah.
No, you won't.
Oh, it's a free for all.
All righty. Shall we? How do we want to? Who want to take care of this circus?
Sure. Check.
Oh, shiz monkeys. Cannibal Corpse. I told the story in the podcast before, but for first-time listeners, lawyer wife was shopping, and I went to the Hot Topic. Yeah, I buy my shirts at Hot Topic because it's easy, and I'm at the malls a lot. And she comes back, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting a Cannibal Corpse T-shirt today. Which one do you hate the least? And this is the one she hated the least. I know what nights to wear it around her and what nights not to wear it around her. Tonight is an around her night. What you got done?
How does she feel about the Cannibal Corpse? That's what I really want to know. Like, is it like a
Don?
no-go?
Don.
I've got the Neil Diamond.
Hang on. Shut the fuck up about Cannibal Corpse around lawyer wife. She doesn't know what they are, and I like it that way.
Okay.
She doesn't know, and she doesn't even know who Chris Barnes is. It's better that way.
No one should know who Chris Barnes is.
I just tell her about Corpse Grinder and his puppets for the babies.
And his no neck. Anyway.
He's got a neck.
It's somewhere in there. I'm rocking my awesome Neil Diamond shirt with the King Diamond logo. The King Diamond, Neil Diamond mashup.
Love that shirt.
Very cool.
That's
very
it.
cool. And I am wearing the Slip-ranos, this famous old picture from the internet. AJ Soprano with Slipknot for real in real life, and the logo that looks like the Sopranos logo, but it's the Slipknot logo.
Okay. You know what, you guys? Fuck you both. Because you're wearing funny ass shirts and I'm not. So this has now become a funny shirt podcast.
A little bit. You have cool shirts from the beers, and you have great shirts.
Dude, you have good shirts.
My ass is going to T-Public.
You have the ramen shirt that's great. I mean, like, I don't know
what ramen shirt do I have that's great.
You always have the ramen shirts, don't you?
I don't know. I think I used them all up.
Yeah, but like whatever. I recycle my shirts sometimes.
No. When I say use them up, I mean like wore them out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go to TS Public, and I'm gonna get shirts so obscure they're funny to 7 people.
Okay.
Why not just go to my store?
I probably will too, actually, because I saw some stuff. Like, I want that shirt, but now I can't get it because you've defiled that awesome shirt.
Well, whatever.
We'll just coordinate to make sure we don't wear it a month too close to each other.
What if we're all in the same place at the same time and we're all wearing the same shirt? Or we get some Glacially musical tracks.
That sounds like some Ted Lasso stuff.
Very cool.
It does not sound like Ted Lasso. All right, let's move on.
So let's talk about 1990 and metal, and then we're gonna reel it back, and I'm gonna talk about Megadeth, and obviously we're here to talk about Rest in Peace. Thanks for being here. And this has been quite the journey with Megadeth. Like I said, I started talking about it the last couple of weeks to the guys offline and on the pod last week. Go listen to the audiobook version of Rust in Peace, the book by Dave Mustaine, with collaborations from everyone in his life across different times. It is horrifying and an ear and eye opener. You will learn stuff about Megadeth you did not know. You will learn stuff about Dave. And then basically everybody recorded their narration and everybody chipped in their parts. And then Dave reacts to the parts that have been used in the book. So like, I didn't like the fact that Dave did this and that. And then Dave will be like, I don't remember ever saying that. Interjections like that are not like, what?
Wait, hang on. He interjects?
Yes. Interjects in between the recordings.
You know what? I did not realize that was what...
That was the best Mustaine impression. I forget.
I don't remember doing that. I'm the real me.
Tell it to Reader's Digest.
The best Mustaine
Rest
impression.
in peace.
May I? The best Megadeth impression ever is Lane Staley going, watch him becoming yad.
That is pretty amazing.
It lives rent-free in his head still, Mustaine. We took Alice in Chains out. Nobody liked them. But, I could tell they were talented. Jerry's a good guitar player.
That is the greatest Headbangers Ball episode of all time. When, not Jerry. Yeah, when Jerry was in the Speedo. Jerry's in the Speedo.
Park?
The Murder Park.
Murder Park.
Yes. Where I used to go. Where I fell off the Alpine slide and tumbled down a hill and scraped up my
Did
leg.
you really go? You got injured there.
Should have sued them. I got injured there, yeah. But not
that is fucking awesome.
Because I didn't like going in the pool because I was always fat. Anyway,
me too.
Let's do I really worked on this week. I promise I trimmed this down from a much longer list. The year 1990.
You say that and it's trimmed down to like 400.
It's still, it's trimmed down to like 100. But we have done this before, probably I think last for the Slayer or King Diamond series, so a while ago. And I will say again for the record, if we run out of ideas or we ever can't agree on something, like what to do for the next series, or we don't like somebody's picks, although I think we have a very good list right now that, Nick, you're welcome to contribute to also. I'm very happy to redo.
Ouch.
I'm happy to well, you're busier than us. I'm happy to redo any series Nick and I just did as Nick and Keefy just, or Nick alone. I'm happy to do with Don. So Maiden, Crew, Slayer. I'm happy to redo those in a year or whatever and look at them again with the new eyes of Don.
I'm not happy to do Crew again.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Or Quiet Riot.
No, I don't want to ever do... I don't even want to listen to Quiet Riot ever again, except the one record. Oh my God, I'm so scarred from that series.
I know, wow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And Queen, and that's my fault.
Yeah, that was your bad.
Let's do the 1990 in metal. Arguably an incredible year for rock and metal. And then I'll take it back a little and talk about the history. Less quipping, if you can, but obviously if you feel something needs good commentary... Comment.
So hard.
In alphabetical order, and no particular reason, 24/7 Spies, Gumbo Millennium, a band I don't think people really know outside of the tri-state area. But
Gumbo Millennium is now my favorite phrase ever.
I want to eat a Gumbo Millennium, whatever the fuck that is.
I want to have two.
I want to start a band named that.
That's true. AC/DC, The Razor's Edge, not that great.
Not good.
Terrible.
Previous podcast subject, Alice in Chains Facelift, debut album, incredible.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Angkor Wat, Corpus Christi. We were asked about that band before. Annihilator, their second best record, Never Neverland. Phenomenal. Annihilator, Jeff Waters and Annihilator will come up very soon again in the podcast. Anthrax, Persistence of Time. I have the remaster from a couple of years ago.
Cool shirt.
Incredible.
Great album. Artillery, By Inheritance. Not a good album.
Okay.
Asphalt Ballet, just because I wanted to say Asphalt Ballet on the podcast.
I've always thought the word asphalt is a funny word to say because it's asphalt.
It's your asphalt.
Yes, why does the word lisp have an SP in it? It's just mean. It's cruel. Anyway. Somebody's a bastard. That's what that is.
Wait, can I ask you, did somebody actually, any of you actually try to do it? I was like, lisp.
Yeah, of course.
Stop it.
Atrocity, Hallucinations, a pretty good record. Atrophy,
that
Violent
lisp
by
joke was an atrocity.
It was. Atrophy, Violent by Nature, great underrated album. Don, did you ever have this Chronos solo album, Dancing in the fire. I'm pretty sure it's terrible.
I'm very sorry that I did.
Oh my God! Future Department of Metal Antiquities topic. Which one of you assholes coming?
It is.
Don is.
If anything, because I owned it, unfortunately.
Yeah, Don loves Venom more than you and me.
I fucking love Venom, dude. Like
Everybody loves Venom more than I do.
Oh my God! But that album, I was just like, what did I just do?
I love the idea of Venom.
Yeah, I love the idea of Venom. But however, the execution is not great.
Here's another one. Here's another one. Don had.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tighten it up. Here's another one Don had that I think would be a great alternate nickname for this podcast. The Bang Gang Love Cells.
I never had that.
No, good God!
But I do like the name change.
Terrifying.
The classic black metal record Bathory, Hammerheart, Bathory Series When.
Oh, that's a great album, but I don't
Isn't
have
it?
Soon.
Great
So good.
British death metal band Benediction Subconscious Terror, one of their best albums. The self-titled debut album by Biohazard, not that great, but does have 2 songs they still play live.
I know Biohazard.
You should. The
I know I
Black
should.
Crows, Shake Your Moneymaker. Pretty great.
It's on the radio so much.
Never topped it. I did She Talks to Angels. I came back from the festival and I did just all songs about drugs at karaoke on Sunday, including She Talks to Angels.
I do think they topped it with
should've
Live
been
at the
there.
Greek featuring Jimmy Page doing only Led Zeppelin tunes.
Yes, that would be great.
That was pretty awesome.
Black Sabbath Tear.
I have that.
Great record.
I got an original pressing of it and the box set.
I don't think it's a great record at all.
It's
Anyway,
a great record.
It's interesting.
it's a record that has songs on it. Blind Guardian.
That's what it is.
Tales from the Twilight World. Great album.
The D&D Player's Manual.
John Bon Jovi solo album. That's true. Blaze of Glory from the movie Young Guns 2.
Surprisingly decent record.
Who
Because
has that?
someone,
Well, I don't, but someone had it.
someone, not I. I had the single of the song on CD.
What the fuck?
Well, okay, that's what I had actually. I had the single. I had the
Yeah.
single.
You know
the
what?
single.
You guys are real close to getting Klingon back turn.
Whatever, bro.
But I got like my headphones on, so if I do it, I'm gonna knock that.
May I
microphone.
continue?
Sorry.
Cancer to the Gory End, a record Nick and I have talked about quite a lot, but never done.
Or heard.
Previous podcast, I have it on
haven't.
vinyl. Previous podcast subject: Cannibal Corpse, eaten back to life, matching Nick's shirt jack. Not quite.
Such a hot cover.
Whoa. Celtic Frost, Vanity Nemesis. This is after you fuck up and try to unfuck up. That you make that record. Yet another record by Chaston, featuring Leather Leone, For Those Who Dare.
Sir Galahad the Chaste.
That's correct. Cinderella, Heartbreak Station, all bangers.
Oh God, no bangers.
All
That was
bangers.
Sans bangers.
Dude, that was a great fucking
It has a
record.
cat horking up a mouse, horking up a cricket, singing.
Whatever. The album, shut up. Here's a band I never jerked off to, but I would like to jerk off on. Damn
Oh my
Yankees, self-titled debut.
Well, like you mean like in a rude way?
I got jerked off
in
to that album.
In
Does
their
that count?
eyes. Yes, that's amazing.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah.
Future podcast subject: Danzig 2, Electric Boogaloo, Lucifuge.
Fuck
That
yeah.
album is not that great.
You're crazy. It's incredible.
1 and 3 are amazing. It's like anti-Star Trek.
I think you got it backwards. 1 and 2 are amazing, and 3 is half amazing and half.
Oh,
Anyway.
Dirty Black Summer, son.
Stop it.
Yeah, but like, so what? That's 2, 1, and whatever. Anyway,
Danzig 3 is the place to be.
no, it
Exactly.
isn't. May I continue uninterrupted?
Yes.
We're only at the D's, and it's your fault.
Oh my God, sorry.
That's correct. Deth, Spiritual Healing, classic.
No.
Death Angel, Act 3. They were still barely teenagers in 1990, and that album fucking rules.
What are they like 35 now?
40 something. Barely 50. Deicide, self-titled. Very
Nope.
good.
Yes.
Destruction, Cracked Brain. Dawn's Obsession, Bruce Dickinson, Tattooed Millionaire.
Love that record. Love it.
Dio, thank God we didn't do this record. Lock Up the Wolves.
Oh,
Lock Up
man.
Your Eardrums.
You go to hell, you go to hell, and you die. That album's amazing.
Great tour, terrible record.
Nostalgia is very amazing for me on that record.
Well, you're insane. Speaking of nostalgia, Don Dawkins' solo album, Up
Oh,
from
God.
the Ashes.
Yes.
No.
Banger, banger, banger. Nothing to leave on the hanger. That
Fair enough. That's a great saying. Wow, that should be on
I
a
just
shirt.
came up with that. I like
Bangers with no mash.
Write it down before you forget. Probably the best album by a Swedish death metal band, Entombed, Left Hand Path.
Oh, good. I was going to say it better be Entombed, and then it was.
Future podcast subject, Ex-Hoarder, Slaughter in the Vatican. I have it on vinyl. Incredible.
That album gets better and better.
Yes. Speaking of an album that's actually also good, Extreme, Porno Graffiti. Pretty great. Extreme, is that 3 or 2? I don't know.
2.
That was 2.
Thank you.
Followed by 3 sides to every story.
A record that is not that great. Exodus, Impact is Imminent. Previous podcast subject, as we discovered. Not great.
Cool cover.
Cool cover.
Not great, yeah.
Not that great an album. And then they got progressively worse for a while, unfortunately. I Hate God in the Name of Suffering, debut album. Incredible. Flotsam and Jetsam, When the Storm Comes Down. Great album. Another great album that I'm obsessed with. Future podcast subject, Forbidden, Twisted into Form.
Hell yeah.
I was the one East Coast person loving Forbidden among all my friends who were like, that fuck, they're not from here. Fucking Forbidden.
I saw them on the tour after the tour following that album after Paul Bostaph left.
Sure. For Slayer.
Yeah.
Just to throw this out here because I love telling this story. Firehouse, self-titled album. Have I told this story with Dawn on the podcast where my brother got engaged to get married to this nurse named Helen and told her I want our wedding song to be I Finally Found a Love of a Lifetime by Firehouse. She immediately broke it off with him and became a lesbian. Immediately. Like the next day. I kid you not. Fuck my brother. Fuck Firehouse. Fuck that chick. Michael Lee Firkins, just because we were talking last episode about all the guitar albums.
Michael Lee Merkin?
Firkins. I don't know if you remember him.
Merkin?
Merkin. You need a Merkin. Gamma Ray, Heading for Tomorrow.
Oh, God.
That's a band I have not touched yet. That I
you might like.
I've let that go.
If you like Halloween, I don't understand why you wouldn't love Gamma Ray. But anyway, previous podcast subject, Gore, Scumdogs of the Universe. We both
I have a record store day version of that.
Beautiful record.
The classic debut album by Helmet, future podcast subject. I hope Strap It On. Great album.
I want Helmet to be a subject, so I have to actually listen to them.
That would be great. Iced Earth, debut self-titled, Fuck That Guy. Iron Maiden, No Prayer for the Dying. I loved it at the time, but I recognize
no prayer for the good songs.
No Prayer for Your Ears.
Yeah. I always said if you took
it's got Holy Smoke, and it's got Tail Gunner, and then it goes on for another 77 minutes.
Is the Klansman also on that?
No, that's actually Bailey. Yes, Blaze.
Oh, sorry.
But Bruce Dickinson, like seriously, I don't know if I ever showed you guys this, but if you look at my iFizzle, I have Iron Maiden, the Klansman.
Oh, nice. Now I see
as my background.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
Sorry, my minister's texting me.
Well, he's texting at the wrong time. May I continue?
Yes.
Two boner jams for Nick. Jane's Addiction, Ritual de la Habitual, maybe a future podcast subject.
Horny.
Judas Priest, Painkiller. Great.
That's more of a tone. I have that, though.
I love that record. Killer Dwarves, Dirty Weapons. You were not allowed to have that record in my house growing up. Like, it was too extreme for my mom. Everything else.
That is a good record, though.
It is a very good record. This just got re-released on vinyl. I cannot pay $80 for it in good conscience. There's no American release for it yet. Killing Joke, Extremities, Dirt, and Various Repressed Emotions, which was demos produced by Steve Albini plus live stuff. But then it's not an American release, so I will not pay for it that much. Previous podcast subject, King Diamond, The Eye. Fucking terrible.
What?
The Eye.
I thought I got the horns out.
Why? It's not a good record.
Wait, somebody
you know it's not a good record.
I do not know that.
Okay.
That is not a good record.
We did it. You were like, oh my God, I forgot how bad this is.
No, I did not say that.
Previous podcast subject that rules is King's X, Faith, Hope, and Love. Amazing.
Oh, beautiful record.
Because it's love. Crocus, Stampede, not good. Just passed away a few weeks ago, Jeffrey Coleman, Schizoid. Also the debut solo album by Richie Kotzen, future Poison member, Fever Dream. Great album.
Great record.
Creator has a record this year, Coma of Souls, probably one of their best records. And then also future podcast subject Caius, the debut EP, Sons of Caius. They were just out of high school. Also a future podcast subject, I hope, Living Color, Time's Up, their second album, incredible.
Please, definitely need to do a Living Color series.
Make this happen, definitely.
Probably not this year, maybe, but I don't know, maybe. Tony McAlpine, Frank Marino, Master self-titled album. I know they're sketchy right now, but great band.
Everybody's sketchy.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, classic.
One of the
old
first
school
death metal bands.
Original American death metal, very good band. Dick Manitoba's Wild Kingdom, and you love Dick Manitoba.
The party starts now.
The party
That's
starts
better
now.
than Dick. That's better than Richard Saskatchewan.
Monster Magnet debut EP. Monster Magnet, pretty good. Morbid Saint, Spectrum of Death. I wear that shirt here sometimes. Mortician, Brutally Mutilated. Terrible, but people love them. Black metal band Morgoth, the Eternal Fall EP. Napalm Death, Harmony Corruption. I have the vinyl. Oh, I didn't mention Neurosis. Neurosis, The Word is Law, which was their hardcore punk album debut. Neurosis reunited this week and came back with the singer of Old Man Gloom and Isis and Sumac. So pretty great.
I wish you would have talked about that just a little bit before, because I have no idea how that's working without what's his face.
Scott. Well, I mean, like, he was one guy in a collective of guys that co-wrote songs. So it's not his band. They felt like they couldn't continue with him.
Okay, that makes sense. That's what I thought.
Yeah, they were a collective of guys. They all contribute. They all write songs. He's not the guy. He seemed like the guy because he's like the guy on features. He sang on a Clutch song. He sang on 4 Mastodon records in a row. Previous podcast subject. So anyway, previous podcast subject, Obituary, Cause of Death. Great album.
I still don't have that.
That's crazy. Future podcast subject, Cowboys from Hell by Pantera, their first major label album. That's good.
That.
It's no power metal, but it's good.
It's
Shut
better
up,
than
Don.
power metal. Shut up, Don. Paradise Lost, Lost Paradise, their debut album.
Go away, Paradise Lost.
Wait, how are we going backwards? I thought we had like 30 Paradise Lost albums before this.
Well, this is like the first one we've checked in this series.
We're through the wormhole now, sir.
We are through the wormhole. Poison, Flesh and Blood.
Got it.
Great record.
Best record.
Chris Poland returned to Metalopolis.
Never
High
heard
on
Future
high on
DMA
drugs.
subject.
Maybe. Primus, Frizzle Fry. Nobody likes Primus but me. Prong, Beg to Differ, their second album. Great
Fucking
album.
awesome record.
Queensryche, previous podcast subject, Empire.
No, thank you.
Beautiful.
Quicksand, debut EP, Quicksand. Very good. Thank fuck we didn't do this album. Quiet Riot, Winners Take All. Fuck off.
Is there anybody from Quiet Riot on that album?
Yes. Dubrow.
Okay.
That's a compilation.
Do
That's a
Bros on
compilation
it?
album, I think.
Yeah, of course, a compilation.
Yeah.
Choir Boys, a
Then-
bit of what you fancy.
Fantastic
Oh, God.
group.
Underrated. Vastly
They were-
underrated. Never made it in America, but underrated.
Vaseline.
They were the same. They were parallel with the Crows in London. Weren't they? Keefy is like the Crows and whatever. So
Is this album good? I've never heard it. Rat Detonator. I think I was off the Rat train by then.
No one was on the rat train then.
Don
I
was.
still was.
Their moms weren't even on the train then.
It's actually a really good record. It's a little dark, but I like it a lot. I thought it was a great album.
All right then. Rhino Bucket, self-titled debut. Good band, underrated. Nobody knows them here.
Fantastic record.
Tremendous name.
Sacred Reich, The American Way, still holds up today. Bangers.
Metal.
Let's see. Sacrifice Soldiers of Misfortune. I have that on vinyl. Sadist, Swallowed in Black. I have that on vinyl. Of course, you hit your microphone, you putz.
I had to scratch my ear.
You didn't. Saint Vitus, 5. Sanctuary, Into the Mirror Black, produced by Dave Mustaine again.
Buddy that I was trying to start a band with loved them.
Probably the
Loved
last good
Sanctuary.
album, honestly, by Scorpions until recently. Crazy World. This album I absolutely unabashedly love. Slaughter, Stick It To You, corny but great.
So fucking good.
I saw Mark Slaughter in a pub in ex-urban Missouri for like $10.
All right.
He got drunk and played with the bar band. It was
That's
great.
He's incredible. He could sing the phone book and I would watch it. Previous podcast subject, Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss.
I got that.
Banger.
Sleazebees, Screwed, Blued, and Tattooed.
Not a banger at all.
Not a banger.
Good words.
Sodom, Better Off Dead. Pretty good.
Like the movie better.
Soundgarden, Screaming Life, and FOP, their 2 EPs, their second and third releases before, after Ultra Mega OK and before Bad Motorfinger. Spread Eagle debut album. They were like an early rap metal band before like Warrior Soul and Biohazard and things. Striper, Against the Law, Get Completely Fucked.
With a strap on by a gorilla.
While hailing
Ouch.
Satan. Suicidal Tendencies, Lights, Camera, Revolution, Future series.
God, I need that record. Why don't I have it, Keefy?
I have it. You don't. I don't know why.
The reissue's out for like 30
I
bucks.
know it's out. There's a music
you
on
the
vinyl
link.
version of it.
It's at Tower Records for $30. You should just have it.
Yeah.
Again, previous podcast discussion, Tiamat, Sumerian City, maybe a down the road release. The album I checked last week, Souls of Black by Testament, Future Testament series also.
Definitely Future Testament series.
Debut self-titled album by Trickster. Amazing.
Get fucked.
Stop it.
I saw them at CBGB's and Coney Island High and stuff. The debut album by Trouble, great doom metal band. This is the second solo album by UDO, Faceless World. Debut demo by Vader, Morbid Reich, fantastic. The ever all-time classic Violence, Oppressing the Masses. I don't have that on vinyl and I need it. Bill Ward, Ward 1 along the way, not great.
Get fucked, Bill Ward, all your solo shit.
Oh no. Warrant, Cherry Pie, that just makes me sad.
I have a bootleg of it.
Warrior Soul, Last Decade, Dead Century, great. Winger, In the Heart of the Young, fucking terrible.
Awesome record.
Lord. Shut up, Don.
It really is. I love that record.
There's I knew you would. The black metal band Winter, Into Darkness, great. Zentrix, For Whose Advantage, British thrash, excellently done.
Zentrix in?
Zentrix in, Duke's out, Zentrix in. Y&T, 10 for some reason still putting out albums in the 90s. And then finally, Zebra Live, which is great.
Great. Recorded in Long Island, wasn't it?
Long Island?
Long Island. So let's reel it back for a second and let's talk about Rust in Peace for a minute. And let's talk about the Rust in Peace of it all. Picture 1988, Sicily 1914, like fucking Golden Girls.
Sumeria 932.
1988, early 1989. Megadeth is just the two Daves. They're both on drugs. They tried to tour Australia and Europe. Ellefson was so bad on heroin. Dave got a little clean for a minute, and Dave was so bad they had to call off the tour because they couldn't find anybody to replace David Ellefson in time. So they canceled the tour. They lost money. Dave fucked off to do drugs, and Ellefson went into rehab, and he's been mostly sober since the Rust in Peace album, which credit to him.
Junior?
Formerly known as Junior, not anymore. But yes.
Yes.
Yes. So Jeff Young fired, Beeler, the fat crackhead fired. Menza, who, as I said, was follow me if you've heard this story before. The drum tech for Gar Samuelson is Chuck Beeler. He takes over for Chuck. The drum tech for Beeler is Nick Menza, who's a little crazy and talks about aliens way too much to everybody's annoyance, but he's a killer drummer. And Beeler says in the book, dude, it's like the minute they got this guy, I saw that anytime he got on the drums, he was showing off, playing the Megadeth songs, so the Megadeth guys would hear him playing the song, so they knew he knew the songs. And there were times when I was late to the gig. I never missed a gig, but I would be late because I was getting drugs, getting my crack, and then coming to the show, ready to smoke the crack after the show, and I played great. But you could always tell that Menza had it, like he was trying to, hey, I can do this if this guy ever fails. So they got rid of me, and then Nick got the job, and good for Nick. He's a good guy. We were friends. He was my drum tech. We were buddies.
What's he supposed to play at soundcheck?
Megadeth songs, right? Like
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like brilliantly. So Mustaine picks
use less drugs, other dude.
Mustaine lets Menza be the drummer, and he's great. And of course, then you got to find a new guitar player. They demoed 6 of the songs on Rust in Peace, or 7 of the songs, with Poland on lead guitar. And he considered bringing him back in the band. And Mustaine offered him, hey, if you've got your act together, I'm sober. David's going to get sober. If you're sober, you could come back to Megadeth and it would be perfect. And Poland's agent said, don't do it. They're going to underpay you and treat you bad, and you're just going to quit again. Go solo. All these guitar guys are doing solo albums. You have a whole following from Megadeth. As you have an advantage over every other instrumental guitar player right now. Go do what
I cannot tell you how thankful I am that happened.
Well, because that happened, we got Marty. But there's more.
Correct.
There were auditions. And honestly, Marty was almost canned walking into the audition because Marty comes in
Curly
the
hair.
coffin days, not just the poodle hair, but frosted on one side.
Ooh,
Wearing,
Wrathchild
like,
America style.
flamboyant. He was wearing like a flamboyant kimono robe because he's, you know, a Japanophile. Now he's
a weeaboo like me.
he's a little bit of a weeaboo, but like he and like his and he like but like his other shit was just shitty. He had a nice guitar and cables, but he didn't really, you know, like beat up sneakers and shitty jeans. So they were immediately like, this guy's a clown. And then he played and they were like, oh fuck. I think Mustaine had heard the Dragon's Kiss album, which is great. It's cherry. It's mint. It's tight. And Mustaine liked his sound, so he had him come in. And obviously couldn't really, he like knew some of the Megadeth songs, but really was just like, just rip some solos and I'll play the rhythms. So he had to learn how to play the Megadeth catalog. He didn't even really know it. Other guys came in and knew the catalog. Jeff Waters of Annihilator was considered, but then Mustaine was like, I don't want another guy who's a leader type of person in the band. I need everybody to be subservient to me. So it ends up being Marty. There were other people apparently auditioned that sucked. And so they have the album demoed, and, you know, they go in to record with Mike Clink. And I don't know if you know this story, but this is heavily talked about in the Rust in Peace book. So Mike Clink, they loved his production from GNR. He tells them, this is the window I have to work on this record. Let's make this record. Right after this record, I'm going to do the next GNR record. But also, Mike had a running deal with Axl personally that was like, when I say you come, you come. So if I'm ready to do the record in 2 weeks, you drop whatever you're doing and do Guns N' Roses. And he said yes to that. So 80% of Rust in Peace is made, and then Clink gets the call from Guns N' Roses and Alan Niven, who I interviewed last year, and is like, we're ready to make the record. You got to come right now. He's like, I'm in the middle of the Megadeth record. We're not done. I still have to record a few more songs and mix and master the record. No, you don't. You have to come to GNR right now to make what would be future podcast subject, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. So Clink tells him, hey, I'm not coming back. I got to go to Megadeth. In the same recording studio, I'm going to start working on the Guns N' Roses record, and I'm not going to work on Megadeth anymore. What do we do? How do we finish our record? This is crazy. What is wrong with you? I have to go. That's just, it's Guns. And Ellefson is like, you know, I kind of understood it. It's Guns N' Roses. They're the biggest band in the world at this moment. It's before the Black Album, you know, made Metallica huge. Guns N' Roses is huge right now. So they get Max Norman to come in, who they always liked, who had worked on a bunch of Ozzy records and a bunch of other stuff, Scorpions, Accept, whatever. Max finishes the record with Mustaine again as the producer. But this is really the first time they had an outside producer who would be like, do this, don't do that. Like, get it tighter, do it again, track it one more time. It's not gonna, you could work on that vocal line a little better, Dave. Like, the gang vocal, let's do it this way. Like, so like they actually allowed a producer to come in and allow them to kind of coach them up. Like, say, Dave has never let anyone coach him up, but now he did, because he respected Clink and he liked Norman enough so much that they continued to work with Max Norman for a long time after this, like several records. So they go in, they track the whole record, it sounds incredible, and then they get the record master back to listen to it, and the test press says all songs written and composed by Dave Mustaine. And Ellefson and Marty especially freaked the fuck out. Nick was like, whatever, I'm happy to have this job. But Marty, coming from Cacophony, was like, yo, absolutely not. And Ellefson was like, dude, you know I wrote half of these songs. You're out of your mind. I co-wrote these songs. You didn't write them. I co-wrote some of them in some cases. So they agree to like give partial credit to everybody and split the points, but Dave was trying to basically take all the credit and give himself all the points on the record. So the guys would just get paid like for sales and their portion of being on a recording, mechanical rights, but not the actual credit for the songs. That's some insane shit, but that's Dave for you, right?
It's like Mike Nesmith said to Mickey Dolenz, you got to write songs because that's where the money is.
It's like Metallica. He did to them what they did to him, kind of, a little.
Well, they're Ferengi. They don't want to end the exploitation. They want to become the exploiters.
Right. So they finished the record. And I guess Dimebag Darrell was also considered for Megadeth, and he was offered the job before Marty came in, and off of a tape. And they got on the phone, and Dave liked him, and Darrell knew the history of Megadeth, and it's like, I can play all the things, and I can play every song, but I have to bring my brother with me. because my brother's my best friend and I won't do a band without him. And he's like, well, we already picked a drummer and he knows all the Megadeth stuff. So I'm sure your brother's amazing and he can learn it all, but like we are ready to go. And he knows all the songs. He knows he worked on the demos with us. So he knows the new material. He's ready to go in and record. And he knows the whole Megadeth set list because he's been our drum tech for 3 years. So that's why we didn't have Daryl and Vinny, but we have Pantera, which is
I think that was a smart move though, to be honest. Because I mean, like, I'm not a huge Pantera fan, but like, as good of a guitar player as he is, I don't know that sound would have been great for that. I don't know why. I feel like that.
Well,
that
I don't think they would have.
Was the
I don't
natural
think they would
progression,
except for Daryl. I don't think they would have been allowed to put their own stamp on it. So like Marty is so different than Dave. Mustaine.
Oh yeah,
he's so different. He's so complementary to what Dave does, right? Daryl would have been incredible, and I think we still would have got Daryl and the whammy pedal and the wah dives and all these things that are also very well associated with, a little less metal, but Slash and Zakk Wylde and things like that of that nature. But right. I think Daryl would have been boxed in by Dave. Play what I'm telling you to play. Solo here. I'll tell you that it would have been very interesting. I think that Daryl could have played a mirror image rhythm guitar of Dave's very complex rhythms, which I don't think Marty was able to do. He learned enough to be able to complement him and play along. Not insulting Dave. I'm just saying that I'm not insulting Marty, but I think that Dave is so singular as a rhythm guitarist, especially his left hand, which is really his magical hand. Is Don knows about magical hands.
That is a great description of Dave Mustaine's rhythm guitar, because wait, you said left?
His fretting hand is where a lot of his chord
and Hetz is his right hand. It's in my I've always thought Hetz
all right
right hand, but a little bit more before you go about the Daryl thing is that like one of the things you said I thought was perfect was how he could mirror Dave, like whatever. I don't think that would have been great because I love the fact that Marty was kind of like it was like a yin and yang kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like what Marty did was not what Dave was doing and vice versa. And I think that's what created such a great sound for this album.
But Marty wasn't playing rhythm. He only played his solos.
Not until the tour.
Yeah. I think Marty was criminally underused in Megadeth, which is what led to his exodus.
Yeah.
But let me also say the worst Megadeth concert I ever saw was this lineup.
That's crazy.
I know it's crazy. It was just boring and dull.
That's
everything after. It was Ozfest 1997.
So Cryptic Writings.
Cryptic Writings.
Euthanasia, Cryptic Writings. I think technically 98, Nick, because they're on the 98 in Ozfest. Yeah, it's Tool. Ozzy
was it okay?
Ozzy,
yeah. You're right. It was that year. It was that year. It wasn't the Pantera year. It was because Motorhead headlined the second stage, and we had to run from that to get back to the main stage to see Megadeth.
But at that point, they were kind of folding anyway.
Marty was literally in the band for like a couple more weeks, and then he left. You might have saw Al Pitrelli actually, because he had quit.
No, it was Marty.
I forgot Al Pitrelli stepped in.
This was only like 2 weeks into the tour. They always played St. Louis on the Ozfest tour like really early. It was like early July or late June every year.
It was wild. They did Cryptic Writings with Marty and Nick, and then they did Risk, right? And Risk is actually the tour for Risk is actually the tour that Ozfest is for. And then Petrelli steps in for Marty, and Marty stayed like another couple of days and taught Petrelli everything, and then he walked out, he bailed. And then Menza gets fired, and Jimmy DeGrasso comes in from Cooper, who I love. He's an incredible drummer. He also
DeGrasso is great.
DeGrasso, I interviewed him once. He's also on Art of Rebellion by Suicide.
He did that Suicidal tour with Metallica.
And then I saw him again later with Cooper, like 10 years later. He was fucking amazing.
Can play anything. Yeah.
He really is. He's incredible. Yesterday and Today, he's a Y&T guy originally.
Oh, is he really? I had no...
Yeah.
What next? He was in Paradise Lost.
Maybe.
Is he in Foreigner now?
Okay, Paradise Lost.
Okay, Foreigner.
Okay, Foreigner. All right, let's do the track by track, shall we?
Let's do.
Also, great album cover by Ed Repka. directed by Dave Mustaine in the credits, by the way.
Fuck that noise. Legitimately the best Megadeth cover.
I think the next one is great too, but you know.
This one was their
best cover.
Chef's kiss.
And then Don did a great job on our graphic this week. Great job.
Oh, that graphic sucks.
I would wear that on a shirt.
demanded to not be in it.
You know what?
You could have been in. You missed it. You were almost in the tube with
I was the one that said to put me in the tube.
You just see the back of Nick's head on Mustaine's joint.
Oh my
37?
Wait,
in a row?
Wait,
At least that wasn't 38.
What is stopping us from putting these on shirts? I've got the store to do it. This is gonna happen.
All right.
We're gonna have a GMP store.
Like maybe we do the best one of every episode and just put it up on the shirt, the store, and see what happens.
I think we should fucking do it. That'd be awesome.
Skeptical. Why? You look cool. Why are you so mad?
Who?
You.
Me?
Why are you so mad? You look so cool. In the one you didn't see the final one, I don't think.
Okay, one, I'm not.
We're not
mad.
using the one with you as the president. We're using another one of the three of us in the back row.
There's a third one?
You didn't get it.
There was
I wanted to be in the. Okay, seriously. One, I've actually had kind of a shit last 36 hours, which culminated in getting a new dishwasher.
I know.
Oh, congratulations!
Alex, no, he wasn't trying to get a dishwasher.
I was. I'm just angry at the installer because he wouldn't work with us. But no, I actually wanted to be in the tube.
I can still make it happen. I'm your Huckleberry.
Me in the tube is funny.
I did think it's funny.
actually, Keefy and I got the biggest kick out of the one that accidentally generated. That had the three of us up front, and you were holding the plutonium.
That was my favorite.
That was like a great one.
That's fine too. I'm fine with that. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. I got somebody waiting.
All right.
She's not waiting yet, but soon.
Side one opens with the classic opener, Holy Wars, The Punishment Due, inspired by The Punisher, and Dave Mustaine opening his mouth at a concert in Dublin, Ireland, where they were almost killed because
he should not have done that.
Dedicated Anarchy in the UK to the Irish, and then they were going to murder him, literally bottles and bomb threats and guns, and the band was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he might have been high that day, by the way.
He also talked about the IRA. He's like, it's okay, I'm Irish. Bro, you're American.
Yeah, you're a ginger. You're not technically an Irish American, barely. He's a mutt, technically. My notes for this song are epic, technical, and beautiful. Marty's beautiful Egyptian solo in the middle of the song. Dave's riffs, Dave's lyrics, Dave's vocals, Menza's drumming, Ellison's bass, the production of Clink and Norman. Fucking credible. Nick.
Oh my God. What happens when you get out of the chaos era of Megadeth and you go into Pax Dave Mustaine and you get into technical Megadeth? You get the best Megadeth song ever recorded. Dawn. My pants are wet and tight.
I still have a hard time talking about it when it comes. I mean, because when I heard this in high school, my first thought was this is the most epic thing I've ever heard. I mean, that how it turns into The Punishment Due and all this stuff. I still get goosebumps when that happens. Beautiful fucking song, Chef's Kiss. Wow, 10 out of 10.
Fantastic. No notes. A song that goes back to the days of Panic that Mustaine claimed to save until a later date. That opening riff. Hangar 18, easily the second best song on the whole album. Menza was bothering Dave. You should write about aliens. This is what I'm into. And the video is terrible, but the song fucking rules.
All videos in 1990 were terrible. Let's call
I disagree.
Really? What was good?
One by Metallica came out.
That was 89.
89, but still.
Anything with Tawny Katane in it.
That's
fair.
True.
Fair enough.
What do you think about Hangar 18, Nick? Go.
Oh my God, here we are. 2 tracks, 10 to 10, banger, banger. It is banger, banger. The mash is too scared to even get on the plate. And Nick Menza and Marty Friedman are really what changed this for me. Because Nick Menza is just a metronome on 17 different extremities. I'm pretty sure he's using each of his toes, his wang doodle, and his left nut. Probably not his right nut too, but I don't know. I wasn't there. He could have been using the doodle and both berries. based on how many drums I heard on this one, he was probably using them all. And when you finally get the cast of characters around Dave Mustaine that have the ability to keep up with him, you get shit like Hangar 18. You get shit like Holy Wars. Unfortunately, Megadeth lacks the personality of the sister band. And I'll talk about that more as we move forward. Done.
Again, it was, well, first off, being the UFO alien freak that I am, and I love it. It totally hit home with me as a kid because I thought it was so exciting. But let me also just point out that that was the fucking most excited I think I've heard Nick talk about a song in a long time, because that was, but
we did a Queensryche fucking series.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that like I feel like that this is one of those things that it's like unanimous for us.
Oh yeah,
even up to this point, like this song back to back, banger.
We haven't had a series in a while that I've been really excited about, and this one I've been really excited about. And this album I'm really excited about.
And all I can say is that even listening to it now versus like when I was younger, when it first came out, it makes you anticipate what's coming.
Yeah, I'm like driving down I-170, it's just like, yeah, I peed myself.
Again. I want to just jump in before I go to the next song and say this is the first record Megadeth was sober. Dave was actually sober for the recording and most of the tracking. They had great management. They had everything kind of lining up. The universe aligned, the planets aligned, whatever you want to say. And I think the best recording of a Megadeth record, period, of a metal record of them. So the playing and the writing was complemented by great production. You never got to hear Gar really sound great. Even on the remaster Megadeth, it still sounded muddy. And Menz's drums on this record and the next 3 or 4, even Cryptic Writings, the drum sound, his drum tuning is just fucking magical. Okay.
And he's basically Nuke Lelouch. Every track, he announces his presence with authority.
That's fair. With flourishes. Take No Prisoners. Yeah. A straight up aggressive speed metal thrash song about some military shit with some barking gang vocals. Fan favorite. A lot of people love this. Whenever I saw Megadeth twice on the Rust in Peace 30th anniversary tour, they did this and it was almost the biggest response of the crowd. I'm not kidding. People love this fucking song. This and Tornado of Souls. So great song, super fast. Get in, get out. Riff me to death, daddy. Nick.
It's okay. We're in the soft underbelly for me. The next few songs are they're okay. They're not terribly memorable. Done.
I'll disagree on that point later because
I'm going to disagree on that too. But I got your soft.
Take No Prisoners.
Great fucking song. Like it's actually my second favorite song on the album. But I will say echo what Keefy said. When I saw this tour, I saw it twice. That song this early into the set brought the fucking house down. Like I was like, I hope they have some more fuel left in the tank because this is just a banger. Like, and at this point, I didn't think it could get better. And this song just, I mean, dude, it's like you want to get up and fucking mosh, even if no one's around.
It is a great mosh song. It's a circle pit song for sure.
It totally is.
5 Magics. Here's my notes on the song. It's The Conjuring, but better. It is a better version of The Conjuring. It is the same kind of, it's casting a spell. It's a little long, but I think it's a fantastic song. Great playing, great 2 solos. Mustaine and Marty trading leads. Phenomenal rhythm section work, which you don't get a lot of in thrash metal. Honestly, where the bass and the drums work together and the guitars are able to do whatever because of that. I love this song. I don't think it's weak at all. It's just long. I wish it was like a minute shorter, but go ahead, Nick.
This is the best song of the Soft Underbelly for me. It's the most memorable song of the Soft Underbelly. It is, and maybe I'm being unfair because there are some absolute giants on this record. And, if you put this on Cryptic Writings, you put this on So Far, So Good, So What, and it's probably a much better song to me. Done.
I actually had a note here, and I was laughing when Keith was reading this, and mine says, sounds like it could have been on I'm sorry, I think I got the wrong album. I felt like it could have been on So Far, So Good, So What, if they would have been sober. Do you know what I mean? Like, it had that same kind of vibe, and, like, that was when they were kind of playing with, like, more dynamic, like, changing times and stuff like this, and I don't know. I feel like that they weren't able to pull something like this off now. This was them exercising their ability to do so because at the time they were clean. So I thought it was like one of the most distinct listens I've heard.
Nice work. I think these riff structures of Five Magic come back better on the next record we're not going to do in this series, but maybe in a future series next year. All right, flip the record, my friends. This song is the soft underbelly of the record for me. Poison Was the Cure, also a Peace Cells era leftover that Mustaine was convinced to put on the record by Ellison. Hey, remember that thing we never finished? That one. This one goes like this, right? So, you know, it's kind of a nothing burger for 3 minutes. It's a little instrumental to open side 2. I don't need this song, but like if there was a weak moment for the album for me, and it's not that weak, but it's just a passage for me. Go ahead, Nick.
That's what I was trying to explain on the last track. You know, the soft underbelly on this record it's exacerbated by there's some extreme quality on this record. And it's like, you know, we talk about what's that Van Halen record? Is it Women and Children First with Diver Down? No, Women and Children First with and you talking about Love. Is it that one?
No, that's the debut.
Whichever. Not ain't talking about Love. Shit. What's that song? That really great song. Everybody wants some.
Oh yeah, that's Women and Children First, I think.
Okay. Anyway, that song is like so great. The rest of the song is also, the rest of the album is also there. Not that any of those songs are as bad as the rest of that Van Halen record on this album, but there are multiple songs as good as that one. And that's what makes this so hard for me. None of these songs are bad. Some of them are a little forgettable. There's a lot of recycling going on. But those sycamore trees, man, when they fall down, they hit. Done.
This is a good example of something we talk about a lot, and that's sequencing. This is the perfectly sequenced album. When you take a song like this, top of side 2, by the time you get 3 songs later, you kind of forgot about it. So not a strong song. I think it's perfectly placed. I don't think it's a horrible song, but definitely at this point, it was the weaker of the ones. And it does actually sound like a leftover, I think.
Fair enough. The next track is Back to Bangertown, Lucretia, written by Dave and the Dave. And it's a groove, just a groovy, man. It's just when the thrash bands try to get mid-tempo and groove and do like chunky riff things, I'm fucking into it. It's another song about, you know, maybe it's a horror story. Maybe it's about Diana. He was already trying to date Pam at this time, but he was already still singing about Diana. So Tornado of Souls, the next track, is also about Diana, by the way. Wah, wah.
Too much Diana.
Too much Diana. Dirty Diana. But Nick, what do you think about Lucretia?
That song's okay. We're about to get out of the soft underbelly for me. And I had to, in this part of the album, like really stare at my dashboard to see the names of the songs, because none of these really stuck. Done.
This was a great song for me, but I also love that it's a little bit of foretelling of what's going to come, because this is kind of where the next album, Countdown, starts picking up with like Skin of My Teeth, things like that, where it's got that kind of a groove that works in there. I love the song. I love it. It's one that I forgot that I enjoyed as much as I did.
Did Megadeth go groove metal before Metallica did?
No, because Metallica had the Thing That Should Not Be and the Beholder and
I was kind of joking.
Harvester. Well, you have some other negative Metallica things to say later. Anyway, next track, Tornado of Souls, easily the third best song on the record. Progressive thrash, unbelievable song. Incredible, talking about personal turmoil, how a bad relationship can just ruin your life and run you through, and it is amazing. If you wanna waste a day, type in Tornado of Souls covers onto YouTube and watch everybody break their hands trying to play Dave and Marty's parts on this song.
No
what?
I don't like watching those things.
Okay,
I'm going to disagree strongly on one thing you said. It is not the third best song. It's the fourth best song. But it's fourth best to...
That's just like your opinion, man. Like, whatever.
I said I was going to disagree. I mean, I'm not saying you're right. I just said I disagree. This is a great song. It's a very memorable song. It's Dave. This might be Dave's best vocal record, and there are times when Dave Mustaine, vocally speaking, and it's not that many times, there are times where his vocals really, really work with what's going on. This is one of those songs where it's in most albums, best case scenario is Dave's vocals do not distract you. This is one of the times where it actually elevates the song. And I think great lyrics, great riffs, great everything, great metaphors. I love this song. It just doesn't hit the tippy top of this record. Done for me.
Again, the sequencing thing. They really seem to like they took some of the darker songs for side 2. Side 1 was more of like, I mean, not that it's happy, but do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that the mood of the album definitely a lot more somber, definitely a lot darker on this. It makes it easy for the songs to flow for me, and so this song, I absolutely love this one. Like, and I do agree with Nick. I feel like that as a whole, Mustaine's vocals on this album elevated. Like, everybody was on fire on this one, and yeah, great song. Like, yeah,
it is like
maybe
the
that's what happens when they're sober.
Well, that could be. It's also like the Avengers assemble of talented people, right?
Yes, that's a yes.
Metallica exactly. had that already, even with Dave, but even after Dave, they had that already, and Megadeth didn't have it till now. Even though that's some great players, they certainly didn't have it on the last one. Then the next track is Dawn Patrol. It's under 2 minutes. It's basically meant to be an interlude preview track before the final track. Written by Ellefson, basically with a little help from Menza and Dave's little another war metaphor, which Mustaine loves. This is a loved track live. I watch people mosh to this with no guitars and just Ellefson on stage with whoever the drummer has been, and then Dave's part just kind of here's Dave's piss break basically while the thing plays.
I'm making faces.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't need this song. Done.
I love it. And like I love the live aspect of it also because when they did the anniversary, they brought out the guy dressed up like Vic, who did the whole like motioning and stuff while the the speaking part. The whole audience was just going, hey, you know what I mean? Like, just do it. It was magic. It was really incredible. I don't get that vibe when I first heard the song, but after I heard that live, now when I hear this song, I like it. So it's one of those things that kind of changed for me after seeing it live.
As a bass player, I absolutely love this, and I love seeing the bass player and the drummer get a little love and a little vibe from the fans.
And can we also talk about that Ellefson's bass tone throughout this entire record is like
tremendous,
no nonsense,
tremendous.
Like the best bass tone in metal at this time.
I was just gonna say
that's straight up like
down.
That's straight up like Fender Jazz into an Ampeg tube.
Pick in the right position on the neck, on the body. Like, I don't know. And the stuff that he does, especially in this song, he does some really interesting stuff. And I don't know, I just loved it. Oh, Ozzy says hi, everybody.
Yeah, I saw him. You might want to. I think he was doing the boot scoot across the floor, make sure there's no poo down there.
Oh, he always does that at night.
He just loses.
Louis right here, but I'm not going to grab him.
Does he lose a nugget out of his butt when that?
No. I think he's just like me. He just needs to scratch his ass and smell his finger every now and then.
Cats have the gland that needs to get expelled of poo that never expels unless you take them to the vet.
That's what he gets to. But this is
you have like 80 cats. You need to be aware of this shit, bro. Anyway,
I have 5.
Whatever, 80.
What happened?
You're the washerwoman from the meow. That's you. I've been to your house. 80.
I only had 4 then.
You have more cats than Funkos or records. Anyway, 1,200 Funkos, 1,200 records, 1,200 cats,
1,500 records.
Once was a man with 7 wives. Anyway, the final track of the album is Rust in Peace, Polaris, originally intended to be 2 separate songs that opened and closed the records. Another song about nuclear holocaust. Mike Clink said, you know what you should do is take that song and make them the last song as one big long song. Like, we didn't even talk about like how great Dave's writing and guitar tone is on here also. Like, incredible. Probably what he was always going for is the crunch of these riffs, because the rhythm guitar is all Dave on here, double tracked, right? Unbelievable playing outside of his brain. Talking about the end of the world, the missiles are launched and flying. We're at the height of the Cold War. or still the Cold War, even though the wall came down, and you know, like just after the Cold War. So anybody that age that was a Gen X person, like the three of us, definitely were like, oh my God, this is so
This is
prevalent.
probably recorded before the wall comes down.
Probably recorded or written at least before the wall came
Yeah.
down. And by the way, still good today because look at the news. This is a 10 of 10 song. The four, you know, there are 4 or 5 absolute blinding bangers on here. You know, another case where, like, you know, this is if this was 2 tracks, it still would have worked, I think, actually, because Rest in Peace before the Polaris part is about 3 minutes, and then the Polaris part's the final riff fest that is, you know, like 2.5 minutes. So I think actually this could have worked as the 2 tracks also. But go ahead, Nick.
This might be the absolute number 1 Duke of New York Megadeth track, period. This is Dave's best rhythm. He works with Marty, hits best vocals. I mean, the next time I spooge by myself, I think I'm going to say Rust in Peace as I finish to just myself. And maybe not when I'm by myself. I don't know. We'll see. But this is a truly amazing record. It's an achievement. It does not rise to the level of Master of Puppets or And Justice for All, but it's really, really close. And the thing is you can't separate those 2 bands. They're always going to be together. They're always going to be compared. And the problem with this one is the soft underbelly, for me, the soft underbelly is not as noticeable as it needs to be. It's so top heavy. But what's amazing about this album is you have Holy Wars, Hangar 18, and Rust in Peace. All of these songs, and normally when I say this, I mean it in a bad way, but in this time it's a good way. These sound like 5-minute epics that have all of the amazing music of And Justice for All, the song, but they get it, instead of taking 9 minutes 48 to get it in, they get it in 5 minutes. The problem with Megadeth versus Metallica at this point is 95% of all of the characterness of Megadeth is in Dave Mustaine. Whereas when you get to Metallica, they're all characters. They, you know, and that's what makes Metallica more interesting at this point, even though Megadeth probably really could have topped them on talent alone. Don.
I have to disagree on that is that with this album, I felt like, I don't know, this song, let me go, because we're still doing the song here, is that this was the perfect album closer. Absolutely perfect. If there was anything that came before it that you even questioned, you absolutely forgot about it halfway through this song. This is my favorite song on the album. Absolutely. Like when this song ends, you're like exhausted, but you're waiting for more and there's no more there. You literally want to go back in and listen to it again. Like this song is that fucking good that it caps an album off and makes you want to go back again. Incredible closer. And
Absolutely
by the way,
agree.
this was also around the time Desert Storm was happening. So that was really a big connection for me as a high schooler.
It's a little bit later, actually.
Well, I mean, but that's what I'm saying is that, but like for me, you know, that was a connection while I was in high school.
Sure.
That, like it didn't really line up, but when that was occurring, and then you had Rust in Peace, you know, all of a sudden you were like, wow,
Dave was the liberal guy. He was the liberal voice of thrash metal besides Sacred Reich.
There we go.
What happened to him? Like, what happened to him?
He got old and rich.
No, Christianity. You're wrong. It's not about
same diff.
Look, I still say one of the greatest lyrics of all time ever is "Ask not what you can do for your country. Ask what your country can do for you."
Sure,
that is
tremendous.
Let me digress for a second and just say that, like, I think like you can't approve. Like Megadeth played with Metallica in Europe during this tour after this album dropped. They were on every magazine. Every guitar magazine had Dave and Marty. David Ellison was on Bass Player magazine. Menza was like the newcomer of the year for Drum magazine. Modern Drummer or whatever was still just happening back then. You know, platinum records, all the things he always wanted came to him, partially because of sobriety. Then he fucked up again. His when he got married to Pam in Hawaii, John Bocanegra, who was his drug counselor, him and Dave's, was the best man. He picked him over Dave, which David Ellison was always pissed about. And I thought it was cool because he was like a bank robber who got busted for drugs and went to jail for a long time. And then that guy overdosed and died, and then Dave went back on drugs. So cool story, bro. You know, I think this is an all-time classic. I do want to do a tier list. I didn't know if any of you guys wanted to talk about the set list from the tour. I suspect Nick was looking it up. Is that right?
Yeah,
I did, but it's they just opened for Judas Priest. If you want me to, I can give you a quick
Sure.
rundown of the set list. It's only 9 tracks. Here's from my birthday, 1990. I spent it in hell. Wake Up Dead, Hook and Mouth, Hangar 18, The Conjuring, In My Darkest Hour, Take No Prisoners, Holy Wars, Punishment Due, Peace Cells, and Anarchy in the UK. That is their standard set list. I checked multiple nights.
Don, did you see this tour?
I actually did. I saw this on the Clash of the Titans tour. They did get a longer set for Clash of the Titans. The set that Nick was reading was when they were supporting Priest, I believe.
Imagine seeing Priest and Megadeth on that tour.
Seriously.
Priest is playing Painkiller every night, and then Megadeth
is
opens doing this. Like, wow.
So the set list for this one was very similar, but it was Wake Up Dead, Hook and Mouth, Hangar 18, Conjuring, Darkest Hour, Dawn Patrol, Tornado of Souls, Holy Wars, Peace Cells, Anarchy, Closer.
That's pretty
And good. They had that intro, which was the Ice-T Shut Up, Be Happy. They had the Jello Biafra spoken word thing. Incredible performance. And it was also one of those things where, like, if you saw that show live, they had one backdrop that made the stage look gigantic, but it was such a great play on like an optical illusion. But
yeah, they started to do that like air raid drill, which they ripped off of Iron Maiden, by the way.
Yes, yeah, they did the air raid
the police
drill,
lights and everything, and
they played the Sabbath,
the War Pigs opening. There's like, please remain at home at night. The curfew is 8 p.m. If you're caught outside after 8 p.m., we will blah, 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 blah,
you can only be with one person at one time.
It was some wild 1984 shit.
Fucking dark shit though.
Really quick before we pack it up and go home. Tier list for the series. I'm not going to try to import the tier maker this time because let's face it, we already had one fuck up today with technology. I don't want to do it twice. But I'm just going to shout out my Megadeth review of this series, the best albums to worst. First to last. This album, to me, even with the couple of weak songs, is still a 10. This is a 10 album, unfuckwithable, their best album. It's hard to argue.
Ever. Yeah.
I think Countdown is great. It's almost as good. It's also a 10 to me, but like Countdown, so Rust in Peace, followed by Peace Cells by a hair. So Far So Good So What, and Killing Is My Business. I'm sorry you're in fourth place.
With you. Same.
Done.
That was my exact rundown.
We have never agreed on anything.
I know. Look, and I'm
there
not
we
gonna
go.
And if anybody needs proof, look, there you go. See, if you can even see
no
it.
one can. Yeah,
there you
barely.
go.
That's not how.
You can see it. There you go.
Rust in Peace is the perfection of all the things they tried to do. Peace Cells was almost there. So Far So Good So What was the best writing at the time, and Killing is just it's a title track, and it's a title track.
I thought Peace Cells to me was the first mark where I felt like, okay, the songwriting, there it is. That they've got it. And then they kind of lost it for me with So Far So Good So What. Like there was good songs on it, but I didn't think it was nearly a strong song.
I'm with you, but this one has 3 super mega classics of a Hall of Fame level band.
I think 4.
I think at least 4.
Tornado?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tornado's just below that for me. Mm-hmm. But that's for me. It's for Nick. Yeah. But it's very rare for a band of this stature to put out 3 songs that quality that we can all agree on. Hangar 18, Holy Wars, and whatever the last one is.
Yeah, Nick.
Rest in Peace. And I can only remember Polaris for some reason.
Well, also, Holy Wars is now they were doing a thing at one point the last few years where they would open with it and Hangar 18 because Dave loves back-to-back those 2 songs.
Fucking incredible.
So much so that when I photographed Megadeth a few times, I knew where Mustaine was going to come walking across the stage and stop. So I stood in one place and watched him come right across the stage at me and solo while I shot him. It was like one of the coolest things I ever did as a photographer. The photos weren't that great, but I had the right intent. I didn't quite know what I was doing technically, but I will say, I don't know if you've ever had the pleasure of seeing Megadeth do Holy Wars and then come back with it at the end of Peace Sells, where they bring in the final riff of The Punishment Due, and he introduces the band, on the drums, Meh, on the guitar, Meh, on the bass, Meh, on me.
Me.
And then, you've been great. We've been Megadeth. And then he does it again. Like a reprise of Holy Wars.
So fucking good.
Such a great ending to a concert, to the point where, like, I know Metallica has changed their closing number so many times over the year, but like the fact that I used to look forward for like a 10 straight years, and then again 20 years later they did it again for 10 years where they did that ending, it was peak, bro. It was so peak concert going.
It was
Tremendous.
so fucking good, and I love everything you guys are saying, but you know who else does? Hey, nice story. Tell it to Reader's Digest.
Right from the cover.
Tremendous.
Why do you have two of them? Hello, me. Meet the real
That's
me.
what. That's
Hello,
what.
me. Meet the
Keefy.
real me. So nice talking to you.
Oh my god! Can
Keefy,
you imagine
take us
two
home.
Mustaine? Can you imagine two Dave Mustaines? Oh my god!
No.
Yes, you
None of
can.
this.
I can imagine 2 Dave Mustaines all fucking day.
Great series, guys. Great series. Hopefully, we'll do another Megadeth in the future.
We will. Definite.
And with that, you have been listening to and maybe watching the Glacially Musical Podcast. I am your co-host, Keefy of GhostCultMag.com. Follow us on all the things at GhostCultMag, at GhostCultKeefy. Joined as always by Don DeLamont of Southeast of Heaven and Talking the Talk with Don. And of course, the chief MC himself, Pig Pimpin', Nick Cameron, the founder of Glacially Musical. Follow him on all the things, especially Blue Sky, where he's becoming a big minor celebrity. This has been the Glacially Musical Podcast. It does not play in Peoria. Megadeth surely has played in Peoria, and perhaps someday our podcast will play in Peoria.
Did you just call me fat?
P-H-A-T.
P-H-A-T.
I also called you a pimp.
You said pig pimping.
I said big pimpin'.
Big pimpin', Nick.
Get your ears
that's
checked. God
No.
damn it.
No,
They always say you hear what you want to hear.
you don't say.
And real quick, before Nick goes running, I have to show him this to be jealous. One of my good friends is Gary Helsinger. I don't know if you know who he is. Hotsy Menshot from
No.
Green Jello.
No.
And he sent me old school Green Jello pogs that he
Yay.
found in a filing cabinet.
Oh wait, are we still recording?
We are still recording.
What
Oh.
the fudge?